A couple of days of a cool down, and then we warm back up. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Little Shavers Wood Shop and Building Supply is your one-stop source for winter electric and torpedo heaters, heat lamps, pine and cedar shavings, ice melt, and snow sleds. Plus, year-round items including PPG paints and stains, tools for plumbing and heating, and automotive supplies. Over 55,000 warehouse products available. You'll find Little Shavers on Facebook and online at littleshavers.com. That's LILshavers.com.
Happy Friday to everyone. Welcome to the Scoreboard. Yes, this show is live. I promise you, this one is live. Today, I don't even know what today is. Today is Friday, the 15th of March. We are in the middle of March Madness, and man, oh man, things have not been as mad as they have today. Oh boy. We got a lot of things going on in NCAA basketball, I'll tell you what. Couple of upsets tonight, yesterday, today, upsets all around. It's March. I think you can tell at this point. It is officially March. Also, high school basketball. Now, I've been talking about high school basketball. Today is the day. Today and tomorrow are the days. Today is the day and tomorrow is the day. We have state championship games today. We have two that have already gone final. Then we got a couple more later on tonight, one starting right now. And then tomorrow, 4 more state championship games. The basketball season is over for high school tomorrow. Couple of upsets, couple of surprises, nationally ranked programs going to play for a national champ or a state championship, I should say. Also, NFL free agency is still going on, and it is wild out there. I'll tell you what, man. The Panthers are actually, making some big moves. I like what they've been doing so far. They just got to keep going. Sunday, NASCAR Cup Series heads to Bristol, Tennessee. Yes, one of the better races of the calendar year. I love the Bristol races, and man, oh man, I could not be happier that it is off of the dirt. And I know the drivers are happy about that too. So we'll go over who the favorite is in all of those today. But before we get to any of that, we got to stick to that high school scene because state championship games are going on. We're going to go ahead and start the same way we always do with the 1A schools and the men. We'll go with men's from 1A to 4A. Then we'll go women's 1A to 4A. So starting with that men's 1A state championship game, this game is going to be tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That is Saturday, 5 o'clock. Number 1 Farmville Central versus number 1 Reedsville. Reedsville is nationally ranked team, actually. Pretty good, I'd say. They beat Salisbury 76-72 to get here. And Reedsville took care of Goldsboro 74-54. The 2A bracket. I'm sorry. I missed that one. That first one I was talking about was 2A. What am I talking about? Farmville Central and Reedville. That is 2A. The 1A scene, we already have a state champion. That game was played earlier today. It has gone final. The game between Wilson Prep and Corvian Community was a tight one, but the number 1 seed, Wilson Prep, got the championship. So the Wilson Prep Tigers out of Wilson, North Carolina, they are your state champions in the 1A division. So now let's go on to the 3A. This game is on later tonight, 8:30. And like I said earlier this week also, you can go on to the nchsaa.org website. Find the basketball tournament. It's right there at the top. You just have to click on bracket or something like that. And it brings you to the page, and you can go into the game and watch this game, or you could just follow along with the live scoring updates. But if you're interested in this, 71st High School, Central Cabarrus High School. Central Cabarrus beat Hickory. Hickory, a nationally ranked program, even as a 3A school here. Yes, they were nationally ranked. But Central Cabarrus was able to take them down to go to the state championship game. So number 4, 71st High School versus number 2, Central Cabarrus High School later on tonight. And then tomorrow, the 4A, the big schools. We've been talking about it. North Mecklenburg and Lake Norman, 2 schools that are really big in this area for high school basketball. North Mecklenburg, nationally ranked. Lake Norman, undefeated. Actually, they did have a couple of losses throughout the year, but they're the 2 seed in the tournament. Unfortunately, they fell to North Mecklenburg 65-61, the close game there. So New Hanover, the 1 seed out of the East, will be taking on North Mecklenburg, the 5 seed out of the West. And I'll tell you, both of those teams are ranked in the top 20 nationally. That's going to be a good state championship game right there. That game tomorrow, yes, it is on Saturday, 7:30. Heading over to the women's side of things, we actually have a game in progress right now, and that would be the 1A bracket, East Columbus versus Cherokee. Now, I'm trying to see if we have a live score update on this one. I'm not seeing anything come across my desk here right now. But as this score comes in and is reported, I will do my best to update you on this one. So it's the 1A women's bracket game going on right now. Number 3, East Columbus versus number 3, Cherokee over in Cherokee, North Carolina. In the 2A bracket, we talked about earlier in the week, Lincoln Charter. They were the local team over in Huntersville who had a chance to go and punch their ticket to a state championship. They fell to Eastburg. Now, Lincoln Charter, they were the number 12 seed coming into these playoffs. So props to them for making it all the way to the regional game. But the state championship in 2A women's bracket, number 1 North Pitt versus number 3 East Burke. That game tomorrow at 2:30. Another game that has gone final and we have a champion is the 3A women's bracket. Number 3, Terry Sanford High School versus number 2, West Rowan. West Rowan up in Mount Oola. They get the state championship. The Falcons take down the Terry Sanford High School. 64-52 the final score in that one. West Rowan, your 3A state champions. And the big ones, the 4A school. Charlotte Catholic down there in Charlotte, number 3 seed, will be taking on Rollsville. That game is tomorrow as well. Noon tip-off on that one. And that wraps up all of your high school sports, all of your high school basketball updates. I'm going to continue to monitor East Columbus versus Cherokee to see if we have any scores posted during that game because it is going on right now. Other than that, when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to move right along into college basketball because, well, we had a big upset yesterday. And we got games going on right now. And it's madness out there. Madness. We also have an announcement to make on the other side of the break. You're not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned. You're listening to The Scoreboard. We're back after this.
This guy knows his sports, right? There's more of The Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the rain is gone and clearing as we head into the rest of our Friday evening. A partly cloudy sky overnight as temperatures only dip down to around 50. The weekend going to be in good shape. A mix of clouds and sun both Saturday and Sunday. St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Temperatures will still be comfy in the low 70s both days. Should make it great weather for St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Heading into early next week, a couple of days of a cool down, and then we warm back up. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Happy St. Patty's Day! Plenty of fun and adventure happening around the entire area this weekend. Downtown Cornelius, downtown Mooresville, DeVos Day Vineyards in Troutman, and so much more. As always, we hope you have a fun and safe time celebrating. Summer camps are just around the corner. Check out some of the camps happening at Kane Center for the Arts, Pottery for Teens, Paint, 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 Broadway Through the Ages, and many more. Kane Center for the Arts is offering week-long camps starting June 10th through August 9th. For more info and to register for any of the summer camps, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Hey, coin collectors! This is your weekend too. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show at the Statesville Civic Center is this weekend, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. This Saturday, Eagle Rentals in Statesville is having their Customer Appreciation Day. Come out to Eagle Rentals from noon until 4 p.m. and enjoy some time that is sure to be fun for the whole family. 3435 East Broad Street in Statesville. Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday. MerleFest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
Happening now at Randy Marion Ford Chevrolet in Statesville.
How about a new car, truck, or SUV? What a better way to start 2024 than at Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville. Randy Marion Ford Lincoln taking advantage of a special purchase of 2023 Mazda CX-30s. These are the carbon editions starting at $24,770. You pick the color. Here today, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, Randy Marion Ford Lincoln. We have got the king of price deal. Like always, 2024, come see them today.
It's the Scoreboard with your host, Sports Director Joe Berg on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Oh, hey, welcome back. It's segment number 2 here on the Scoreboard. 844 Studio 4. Call into the program. Be a part of the show. Chat sports with me, yours truly, right here in studio, live and in action. So just real quick, before we actually completely move on from high school sports, I wanted to chat about who's ranked really well nationally in North Carolina, because we talked about some of these schools. So real quick, we talked about North Mech and Central Cabarrus. North Mecklenburg is the 13th ranked program in the country right now in high school basketball. Central Cabarrus, number 15. Myers Park, number 18. There's some really good high school basketball programs in the area. Even Reedsville, who we talked about, is going to be playing for a national championship in the 2A conference. They are nationally ranked. So there's a lot of schools in this area that are getting national attention. I just thought it was interesting to point that out and make sure you're aware how good some of these schools are. Like, hey, North Mecklenburg, they are a good basketball team. They got some good players over there. 844-788-3464 gets you right here into the studio. Chat with me. Let's go ahead and, well, first of all, let's see if we have a score update in our women's 1A championship, 2A championship. We do not have a score update for you right now. That between East Columbus and Cherokee. So no score update for you on the 1A conference there, but we'll see if we can find it. I'm going to keep my eyes on it because it was supposed to tip off at 6 o'clock. Anyway, let's get into the ACC tournament. What do you say? Sound like fun? Because yesterday there was a pretty big upset. I'm going to classify this as a big upset. I'm not going to say major upset. I'm not going to say massive upset. I'm just going to say that this was pretty big. Now, I know I've been big on getting that Duke North Carolina rematch, and, well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. But NC State, man, how about them? What a way to throw some punches here in the tournament. Taking down Duke handedly. I mean, it wasn't really close. Tech had full control of that game. Let's put it that way. And Duke, well, they just couldn't get it done. Now, NC State went 20-14 in the regular season. They went 9-11 in the ACC. They kind of have to win the tournament to get a bid. But, you know, who knows? They go win the tournament, they get a bid. So what NC State has to do is later on tonight, 9:30 to be exact, up there in Greensboro, they have to take down Virginia. Now, Virginia had a really good season, going 23-9, 13-7 in the ACC, but it's doable. It is doable. I really think it's not a foregone conclusion that all NC State did was upset Duke in the ACC tournament, and now they're going to get bounced in the next game. I don't think so. I think they're going to put up a fight, and a lot of people are going to be surprised in that one. The earlier game, though, 7 o'clock, immediately following the scoreboard here today, we got the top seed in the ACC tournament, North Carolina, taking on number 4 Pitt. That game is at 7 o'clock on ESPN. It's going to be a good one. And again, it's one that I fully expect North Carolina to win, but it's March, so I wouldn't be surprised if Pitt pulls up the upset here. You know, Pitt had a pretty good year themselves. They're no slouches over there. So don't count them out. 22-10, 12-8 in the ACC. That's not horrible. Now, it's not great, but it's not horrible. It's nothing compared to North Carolina's 17-3. But they kind of dominated the ACC. Everybody else, relatively even, relatively close in terms of the standings. So I still think that this tournament is anybody's for the taking. Now, there's plenty of other games that were going on yesterday, and we are going to touch on some of those because, well, as we move past the North Carolina game from yesterday and the Duke game from yesterday, we still had other important ones. No massive upsets, in my opinion, just yet. I mean, Colorado State did take down Nevada in the quarterfinal of the Mountain West, but I wouldn't consider that a big upset. Now, today, we have some teams that could get upset. Number 2, UConn is currently in a game against St. John's, only up 8. That's not what you want to see if you're UConn. You kind of want to run away with this one. And for St. John's, you know, they've been in the headlines this year only because of their new head coach over there, Rick Pitino, who is a good head coach, but he's coaching St. John's first time this year, 20-12 season, respectable, going up against the number 2 team in the country in UConn. That'd be interesting there. If UConn falls in this one, I feel like this tournament is wide open no matter what. Because earlier on today in the SEC tournament quarterfinals, the nationally ranked 5th place team, Tennessee, they lost, and they lost big. 73-56. Mississippi State with the upset. Tennessee only put up 19 in the first half of that game. Oy, not good. Not good at all. And then earlier today, also in the SEC tournament quarterfinals, South Carolina. Talked about them a little bit. You know, the women's team over there, much better program. But the men's team, they were looking good this year. And they were going on a little bit of a run there, but unfortunately, they ran into Auburn. Now, these two teams are not very far separated from each other. Nationally, in the rankings, they're 15th for South Carolina and 12th for Auburn. So they're pretty competitive teams right there, but South Carolina they didn't show up to the building earlier today. 86-55 final score in that one. 30-point difference. That's tough to swallow. It is. Real quick, looking back in on our women's basketball game, the high school basketball game going on, we do have a score, actually. Yeah. Cherokee right now, 17-5 over East Columbus. So there is your quick high school basketball update. That is the women's bracket, by the way. The women's bracket going on right now. Game tipped off at 6 o'clock. We're doing our best to give you as many updates as possible. This is for the 2A state championship between East Columbus and Cherokee. Cherokee up big, 17-5 early in that one. So we'll continue to monitor that. Turning our attention back to the college rankings, there are a lot more games to come tonight. We already talked about the ones in the ACC, but other big ones too. Pac-12 semifinals going on. The Big Ten quarterfinals are still on. The Big East tournament. Big East tournament's going to be huge. Marquette taking on Providence later on tonight. The SEC tournament quarterfinals still going on, so we still got a long way to go before we finalize these brackets. And Selection Sunday, man, it's coming up. Now, over here at WSIC, we are going to do something fun for March Madness. We will be having a station March Madness tournament. Yay! Ring that bell. Oh, my goodness. I think I broke my bell. Oh no. I rang the bell too hard. I got too excited. Wait, the bell. It's... I got too excited. I need a new bell. Where's my bell? Darn. Anyway, announcement. For the listeners of WSIC and the enjoyers of the scoreboard and enjoyers of sports, we will be doing a WSIC bracket challenge. Yes! I need an air horn. An air horn would be better. An in-studio air horn. So, starting Monday, head to WSIC's social channels on Facebook, probably Instagram, Twitter, anywhere you use your social medias. And we will have a link for you to sign up. Join the WSIC ESPN Bracket Challenge. It'll be through ESPN. Create your bracket, put your name in, submit it, and you will have a chance to win. Now, I know you're wondering, what's the prize? Merlefest tickets. That's right. We have Merlefest tickets here at WSIC. And if you win the bracket challenge with WSIC, we're going to give you a bunch of those tickets. So to sign up, like I said, stay tuned on Monday. Check out the WSIC social channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm sure it'll be on all of those. You'll be able to sign up and try and win yourself some Merlefest tickets. I'm going to be entered. Can you beat me? I think there should be a separate prize for if you beat me. We'll figure it out. Halfway through on this Friday, don't go anywhere. NASCAR coming up on the other side of the break. We're back after this.
Keep it right here. We'll have more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg in just a moment. from 1059 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the rain is gone and clearing as we head into the rest of our Friday evening. A partly cloudy sky overnight as temperatures only dip down to around 50. The weekend going to be in good shape. A mix of clouds and sun both Saturday and Sunday. St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Temperatures will still be comfy in the low 70s both days. Should make it great weather for St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Heading into early next week, a couple of days of a cool down, and then we warm back up. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Honey, the heat's off.
Call Duncan Heating and Air Conditioning at 704-872-2431. They offer quality American Standard heating systems. Duncan Heating and Air Conditioning, 704-872-2431.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with sign agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-901-5563. 800-901-5563. 800-901-5563. That's 800-901.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Real estate stocks took a tumble today after the National Association of Realtors agreed to settle litigation over its rules regarding commissions. Some sellers had filed suit arguing those 6% commissions were excessive. The NAR is paying out $418 million in the settlement and says it will change its commission rules that will make it easier for buyers to negotiate the fees with their agents and possibly forgo agents altogether. Sticking with housing.
I broke my bell, guys. It doesn't go. How did I break my bell? Ah! Oh no. Uh-oh.
Radio.
The Scoreboard with Joe Berg continues now on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the Scoreboard on this wonderful Friday. I don't know if I can call it a wonderful Friday anymore. We've unfortunately suffered a massive loss here at the Scoreboard. The bell for the WSIC studio is broken. It's broken. It doesn't ding anymore. Actually, it's sitting on my desk in 3 pieces. I'm trying to see if I can surgically repair it, but I got the... I don't know if we're going to be able to do this here on the Scoreboard today. And I'm real upset about that. I love this bell. This bell's been through a lot of times, a lot of tough times, a lot of good times, a lot of bad times. 844 Studio 4, that gets you right here into the studio. Maybe you want to give some... I think I fixed it. Yay! Oh, the saga of the bell here at the WSIC studios. I don't know how. But you know why I was ringing the bell is because I made an announcement on the other side of the break. I know that's probably getting really annoying now. I'll stop. I'm sorry. WSIC will be doing an ESPN bracket challenge for the men's NCAA tournament starting on Monday. You will be able to take a look at that and register. Fill out your brackets. Submit it to WSIC. And you, yes, you, could win Merlefest tickets. All you have to do is go to the WSIC social channel. And if you want to be a part of the Scoreboard here today, you can call me up, 844-788-3464. That is my phone number. I will answer it, I promise, but you got to call me up. And that's if you want to talk. You know, I'm not going to say you should, but, you know, we can always chat. I don't have a problem with it. Anyway, let's move on and get to some other things going on in the world of sports. We got to get to what's going on Sunday, and that's the NASCAR Cup Series. They head to the world's fastest half mile. Now, I'd like to picture that most of you know what that means, but for the listeners of the Scoreboard who don't watch NASCAR very much, imagine you're driving down the highway, and it says your exit's a half a mile ahead. It usually takes you what? I don't know, maybe like a minute to get there. Maybe a minute. That sounds about right to me. Well, here at Bristol, we're going to go a half mile in 15 seconds every single time. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be 37 cars on the track, and there's nowhere to hide. It's a half mile, 37 cars in a little circle. There's nowhere to hide. What are you going to do? You got to go. Foot on the floor. So that's what we got coming up this weekend. And we already talked to, or I'm sorry, we didn't talk to anybody. We already heard from some of the drivers regarding the race coming up at Bristol. And, Christopher Bell said that the race or the season so far, the way it's unfolding is pretty interesting, but he doesn't think that we're going to continue to have all of these one-time winners. We're probably going to get a repeat winner here soon. Maybe not this weekend, but I do think that it could happen. Now I want to hear from Chris Buescher. He finished second last week at Phoenix. Very good run for Buescher. You know, he had those big wins last year towards the end of the regular season. Here is Chris Buescher on if he is excited to be back on the concrete surface instead of on dirt at Bristol.
I have nothing against dirt racing, and I will say in the maybe dozen dirt races I've done in real dirt cars, I've had an absolute blast. So I want to be clear about that, but man, I'm glad to get Bristol back on concrete and get that dirt out of there. So very much looking forward to that. Bristol's my favorite track, too, that we race at, so I'm a little biased just in that regard, but stoked about that. Definitely, I'm going to sit here and tell you it's definitely the right move, and can't wait to get there.
And, you know, he's excited for a good reason because there's no more dirt on Bristol. And it's a special racetrack, too. Bristol is a big one. And Man, the history of this track, DW winning all those races and Earnhardt moving Labonte out of the way and wrecking people. Jeff Gordon with the bump and run on Rusty Wallace. You had Tony Stewart throwing his helmet at Matt Kenseth. Big wrecks all the time here because there's literally nowhere to go. Fights. What more could you want? All that coming up this weekend at Bristol. And, like I said, it's a special track. If you don't understand what makes Bristol so special, here's Noah Gragson on talking about what makes it special for both the fans and the drivers.
It's just a special place, no matter my first time there in the K&N series or even walking in the last time I was there, which was the dirt race. It has a different atmosphere. It has a different feel. It is a special place. There's no place really like it. And when people ask me, hey, where should we go if we haven't watched a race? Where should we go? I always tell them Talladega if you like to have a lot of fun, or Bristol if you really like a cool atmosphere and a cool race, cool racetrack that's really unique. So I always love going there and enjoying it.
I think that's a funny quote from Noah Gragson, because you could honestly say that the atmosphere and the party is good at Talladega more than it is at Bristol, but he decided to throw Talladega in there, I guess to spite Bristol, No, if you're a new NASCAR fan, go to Bristol. Go to Bristol or Martinsville. Do not go to the Coke 600. Don't tell anybody I told you that. But if it's your first race, don't go to the Coke 600. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop now, but just know I told you that, okay? Because it's not going to be that enjoyable for your first race. Now, once you get into it, go to a 600 because it's awesome. This year, the 600, though, we're going to have Kyle Larson, who ran the Indy 500 earlier in the day, fly in, helicopter in. He's probably going to drop down a rope and, slide down onto the infield. I don't think he's going to do that, but Bristol's a great track, and I'm excited. Now, we don't have any Xfinity cars going around the track here at Bristol. We don't even have any activity on the racetrack until tomorrow afternoon. Practice for the truck series starts at 3 tomorrow. So not much going on track all weekend, but we do have a lot of laps to run. The Bristol truck race will be at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and the Cup race will be at 3:30 on Sunday. That will be a day race. That one won't be day to night. The fall race at Bristol will be a night race. Well, it'll start a little bit kind of daytime and it'll end at night the same way it always does. But for Bristol, let's see. Who do we got? Who are we picking? And we talked about the odds. The DraftKings NASCAR odds. Right now, as of Friday, the odds have changed a little bit. Denny Hamlin is your new favorite, plus 475, followed by Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell at plus 500. And then it goes to plus 1,100 for William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch. So your three favorites this weekend are Hamlin, Larson, and Bell. I'm going to go off the board. I'm thinking about saying Joey Logano's going to win this weekend just because of the terrible start to the year he's had. But I don't think so. I think I'm going to stick with my guns here, stick with my instincts. Kyle Busch is going to get his first win of the year. He's going to get that win at Bristol. Yeah, he's been a great Bristol driver over the years. And I don't know if anybody saw the thing that NASCAR put out about who would win a 10-lap shootout between Dale Earnhardt and Kyle Busch at Bristol. And Kyle Busch said neither of them would even make it 10 laps. That's a great quote right there. I'll see if I can find it for you on the other side of this break. One more segment to go. We still got a lot to talk about. NFL, man, a lot of transactions. The landscape is changing. Quarterbacks are moving. The Panthers are making moves, trying to load up on this first part of Bryce Young's contract where they don't have to really pay him big boy money. Still a lot of money, but not big boy money. We'll have all that for you on the other side of the break. Final segment, don't go anywhere. We're back after this.
This guy knows his sports, right? There's more of the Scoreboard with Joe Berg on the way on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the rain is gone and clearing as we head into the rest of our Friday evening. A partly cloudy sky overnight as temperatures only dip down to around 50. The weekend going to be in good shape. A mix of clouds and sun both Saturday and Sunday. St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Temperatures will still be comfy in the low 70s both days. Should make it great weather for St. Patrick's Day celebrations. Heading into early next week, a couple of days of a cool down, and then we warm back up. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Happy St. Paddy's Day! Plenty of fun and adventure happening around the entire area this weekend. Downtown Cornelius, downtown Mooresville, DeVos Day Vineyards in Troutman, and so much more. As always, we hope you have a fun and safe time celebrating. Summer camps are just around the corner. Check out some of the camps happening at Kane Center for the Arts. Pottery for Teens, Paint, 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 Broadway Through the Ages, and many more. Kane Center for the Arts is offering week-long camps starting June 10th through August 9th. For more info and to register for any of the summer camps, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Hey, coin collectors! This is your weekend too. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show at the Statesville Civic Center is this weekend, featuring over 60 tables of some of the finest coins around. For more info, contact Bill Brewer of Carolina Prospectors in Statesville. The Statesville Coin and Currency Show, Statesville Civic Center, March 16th and 17th. This Saturday, Eagle Rentals in Statesville is having their Customer Appreciation Day. Come out to Eagle Rentals from noon until 4 p.m. and enjoy some time that is sure to be fun for the whole family. 3435 East Broad Street in Statesville. Eagle Rentals Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday. MerleFest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
WSIC is your home for Cup Series action all season long. Don't miss this weekend's race, the Food City 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway. Sunday, March 17th at 2:30, right here on WSIC.
76 years strong, and we're still the one. WSIC. News. Talk. Now.
Talk sports with Joe Berg. Call 844-STUDIO-4. It's the Scoreboard on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
All right, we are here. It is final time. The final segment on this Friday. 844-STUDIO-4. That is the phone number. And actually, I'm not sure. I think we have somebody on the line. Let's see. Caller, are you there? I got pranked. It lit up. It made me think that I was having a caller on the line. You know, the bell broke. The caller's fake. It's an interesting Friday. It's raining outside. Well, yeah. I don't think it's raining anymore. But still, come on. Don't prank call me. It's not very nice. Boy, oh boy, do we have a lot going on in the NFL world right now. I mean, I know it's the off season, but geesh. There's a lot going on. And the Carolina Panthers, they're making some moves. They just signed Jordan Fuller to a 1-year contract. They got a wide receiver to help out. They got offensive line. They're making moves. They're trying. And now is the time to do that because we got Bryce Young on this contract. It's a rookie deal. He's not making $50, $60 million a year. Honestly, I don't know if he's ever going to make that much money a year. It's yet to be seen if he is that good or if he's just college good or Alabama good, as I like to say. Because those Alabama quarterbacks, man, Mac Jones got traded. He's done. He's a backup now. Tua has been quite disappointing. Jalen Hurts was maybe a one-year wonder, maybe. I mean, not a good year last year. Now you got Bryce Young, who had arguably the worst rookie year of any quarterback ever. It was bad. It was bad. And I don't think there's any way to sugarcoat it. I don't think you should sugarcoat it anymore. But some things going around the NFL right now. The Cowboys released Michael Gallup, a very good wide receiver. Now, they designated him as a post-June 1st cut, which means that they saved $9.5 million in cap space for this season. But next year, he's going to count for $8.7 million against the cap. I guess all of these capologists in Dallas are starting to figure out, hey, we got to pay Dak, and then we got to pay, oh no, we got to pay CeeDee Lamb, and then, oh no, we got to pay Micah Parsons. Yeah, talent costs money, which is why you see these teams try so hard to win with a quarterback that's in a rookie deal. And I'm not saying they're going to win with a rookie. I'm just saying they got to figure out how to surround the quarterback with as many weapons as possible. And then they're going to lose weapons because you got to give your quarterback, the going rate for a quarterback now is like $60 million a year. That's crazy for a quarterback, just a quarterback. You know, Daniel Jones for the Giants got $40 million a year. I don't know how. I don't know who gave him that contract. But he got $40 million a year. Dak's going to get like $55 million a year. You're going to have to find a way to pay all these guys. Yeah. It's not cheap. There is a salary cap. And actually, we talk about all the time with the NFL salary cap. Okay, it's fake. It's a fake salary cap. You can manipulate the numbers. The Buffalo Bills, the Dallas Cowboys, both of those teams are proving this offseason that salary cap is not fake. A lot of starters for the Bills cut, not traded, cut. A few big, important starters for the Cowboys cut. No room for you in the salary cap. It's what happens. So we'll see what happens as a result of this. But, man, a lot of these teams are just having to cut some players. Also in the NFL, this one pretty big on the other side of the coast over in California. One of the greatest defensive tackles of all time. Rams' Aaron Donald, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, announced his retirement on social media today. 8-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 10-time Pro Bowler, Rookie of the Year, and Super Bowl champion. 111 sacks, the second most among primary defensive tackles in a career. John Randall had 137. That was since official sacks have been tracked in 1982. He holds the Rams franchise record for career sacks. Hall of Famer, first ballot. Give him all his flowers. Give them to him because he deserves it. A game record. You can argue that he single-handedly won the Rams a Super Bowl at the end of that game against the Bengals. Because if you look at the All-22 film, and the All-22 film is a wide view where you can see everything. The Bengals were driving late in the game. Jalen Ramsey was covering Jamar Chase, and he fell. Jamar Chase had no one within 15 yards of him. It would have been a walk-in, walk-off touchdown in the Super Bowl. But Stafford didn't have time to get it to him because Aaron Donald was in his lap. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be first ballot. And anybody who thinks differently, you just didn't watch the NFL over the past 12 years. because Aaron Donald was different. I'm sorry, past 10 years. 10-year career. A solid way to make a living for 10 years, I'd say. Before we head off for the day, let's give you your NHL update. The Carolina Hurricanes, the New York Rangers, they were in action yesterday. Reminder, Rangers above the Hurricanes right now. Carolina still trying to catch them. And they made some inroads there last night. Carolina with a big win and the New York Rangers with a big loss. So right now, both teams 66 games played. We have 16 games remaining in the season. That's it. The Hurricanes are 4 points behind the New York Rangers to lead the Metropolitan Division. Now, right now, that's the third best team in the NHL, the New York Rangers. The two better teams in front of them, the Boston Bruins and the Florida Panthers, who Carolina was able to beat yesterday. And I told you that Carolina was gearing up for Florida because it seems like Florida is going to be the team to beat this year. I know we see what Boston has done this year. 15 overtime losses is kind of ridiculous in my eyes. You're just getting lucky after that. How are you going to overtime that much? Look, they have 30 regulation wins. 30 regulation wins. I'm going to say it again. 30 regulation wins. They are 9-15 in overtime and shootout. Overtime and shootout. 9-15. How are you playing so many overtime games? Honestly. So with only 30 regulation wins, I just find it hard to believe that the Boston Bruins are going to be a tough team this year. We'll continue to track that as we go through the remainder of the season. Going all the way back now to the high school basketball team, the women's 2A championship underway. Cherokee over East Columbus, 36-18. That is your score update. Let's end this day with a decent celebration of this day in sports history. On this day in 1958, Oscar Robinson of the Cincinnati Royals scores an NBA Midwest region record 56 points. That one was back in the day, huh? ABA, all that stuff. 1962, Wilt Chamberlain is the first player to score 4,000 points in a single NBA season. 4,000 points, Oscar Robinson. He was the first one. Did I have one for this day in COVID sports history? I don't think so. I believe by this time everything was shut down. So I don't have a this day in COVID history for you. COVID sports history. It seems like everything was shut down by now. Thanks, everyone, for joining here on the Scoreboard today and throughout the week. We've had a good one. Hey, make sure you check out the NASCAR race this weekend. And also, actually, I forgot to mention, Charlotte FC, they are in action tomorrow night on the road against Nashville, 8:30 start. So it's going to be a night game there if you are interested in Charlotte FC. You're going to want to check that one out. They got off to a pretty good start. First 2 games of the year, they didn't lose. That's the first time they've ever done that. We're heading out into the weekend, everyone. Hopefully, the weather is a lot more nicer than it was today. Thanks, everyone, for your calls. Thanks, everyone, for listening. NCAA tournament next week. It's going to be a fun one. Have a good weekend, everyone. Have some fun this weekend. Watch some NASCAR. Watch some golf if you want. Until next week, I'll talk to you then. Have a good night, everyone.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9 100.7 WSIC State